Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. I hope you're enjoying the hot weather. As you can see, I am in the summer garb. The sweater has gone, the linen is out. I did try to get into last year's linen, didn't work. So I had to do a last minute rush to M&S last week because I knew it was going to be something ridiculous like 28 degrees the day after. So anyway, new wardrobe, linen, that's what we're doing. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been on BMTV in the last few weeks. Obviously, we've had Chris, we've had Mark, we've had the other Chris, we've had Rob, we've had Matt. It wouldn't be the same without all these people. So thank you to everybody for contributing to BMTV. It really does mean a lot. However, I've got an even bigger thank you. That's right. We have hit 25,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody out there that does subscribe to BMTV. It really does mean a lot. From us starting it for a couple of years, the subscribers numbers didn't really go up very much at all. But thank you to everybody that does subscribe. And we get new subscribers, hundreds of them every single week. So thank you so much. Now, I wanted to give something back to all our subscribers. So those of you that buy from Balloon Market and you are a subscriber, you might want to make sure you've got the little bell notification on. So just hit the bell, it says notifications on, and if you've not subscribed, you might want to subscribe. You will need a Google account to subscribe, but hit the notification bell as well. The reason being, we are going to be doing some YouTube only offers. I think we've done one or two in the past, but this is literally going to be YouTube only. We're not going to send out an email with this or anything. And these offers are going to be ridiculously generous. So they are going to be occasional. They are going to be a short video where I will say what the offer is and what you've got to do, and they're going to be for a limited time only. And by limited time, we're not talking weeks, we're not talking days, we're not even talking a day, we are talking hours, which is why you will want to subscribe and make sure you've got your notifications on. So I don't know what the offers are going to be at this stage, but it will be a video of me saying, okay, this is the offer. You now have until 1 o'clock to place your order to get this offer. And then at 1 o'clock, that offer will be gone. You won't be able to do whatever it is we've asked you to do. It will just be gone and it'll be back to normal. One thing I would say, I don't know what we're going to do, but I think I do know what we're going to do for the first one. If you've been waiting or deciding if you want to get a super stuffer, you might want to wait until you see that little video. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be worth your while waiting and subscribing and hitting that bell icon. But like I say, it'll only be an hour. So look out for those and make sure you are subscribed and you have hit that bell icon. And those of you that don't buy from us that are elsewhere in the world, thank you for subscribing anyway. It really does mean a lot. And I'm glad that you watch us and we're able to bring something to your lives. Right. Now, we have been quite busy here at Balloon Market with BMTV filming. In fact, we had so much content, we started putting some of it out on Fridays. So the two Chris Adamo interviews, they went out on Fridays and we've branded those BMTV Extras. Now, it's not going to be a weekly thing, but if we do find ourselves in a position that we do have quite a lot of content to put out there, we want to keep it up to date. We don't want to be putting something out there a year later that is no longer valid, no longer current. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be putting some things out on Friday as well. So you've got Time Warp Tuesdays, you've got normal Thursdays for BMTV, and now you're going to have Fridays, the odd Friday as well. But also, we've been working on the podcast. So the podcast is now available on Spotify. Just type Balloon Market into Spotify and you'll see the podcast. So we've only got a few, I think we've got 8 or 9, maybe 10 shows on the podcast. And we are hoping to do more this for the rest of the year and next year. So the great thing about podcasts is you can listen to them while you're doing something else, when you're walking, when you're at the gym, when you're washing up, whatever you're doing, when you're driving. They're great. And those of you that are regulars to BMTV will know that I love podcasts and I love audiobooks. I just think you're educating yourself at the same time. Obviously, we've not done many podcasts because our products are very visual, so BMTV works far better for that. However, when we're doing interviews with Kevin, our coach, Chris, John, whoever, anybody, then you can see that that makes sense to just, if you're just listening, you can get just as much benefit out of it. But yeah, head over to Spotify and type in Balloon Market and you will see the podcast right there. Now, I've talked about training quite a lot for the last year because we're offering training here now at Balloon Market, and it's all gone very well so far this year. We've got a few more courses for the rest of the year, and then we stop. I think the last one is September or October, not too sure. But we've got a few more, and then we stop because everybody's focusing on Christmas, New Year, and then in the new year we will start them again. So yes, there's a few more available now. We've just done a couple with Chris Horn, so we did the organics and we did the crystal clears course again, and they were great. So thank you to everybody that does come on those training courses. Now, I've always said, as you will know, that training is the best investment you can possibly make in yourself and your business because it gets you from here to here in that much time. So you could get from here to here anyway, and it'd take you however long, a year, but you go on a training course and all of a sudden you've got all that knowledge in a day. And we live by that as well ourselves. So a few years ago, 20 something years ago, I was working on ships, on cruise ships, and this guy unfortunately had a heart attack in front of me, and I wasn't too sure what to do. I was just frozen. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. So the doctors came up and he was all okay in the end. But as soon as I got home at the end of that contract, I took myself on a training course to learn first aid. And what that gave me was the confidence to deal with a situation. So I had that happened and I had that knowledge, I could have taken some action. And a week after the course, I was in a car park, a supermarket car park. Lady fell over and I was straight over to her, whereas before I would have done what I know a lot of people do. It's like, oh, somebody else will deal with it. Or you just look somewhere, look down, or you walk the other way, or you stay in your car, whatever. But I went over to her. She was fine. I just helped her up. She was quite elderly. She was okay, helped her up. But I had the confidence to do that. And I think that's what training gives you. So what we did this weekend, just gone, we're filming on Monday. Yesterday, we had some All First training here at Balloon Market. So we were trained by a gentleman called Martin, and we had some fun putting bandages on each other and doing CPR on Annie. Annie, very lovely model. And yeah, it was a bit of fun, but I think it's reignited me and given me that confidence again, should anything happen. And the guys that are here in the building, it just gives us that confidence to deal with situations. And I think that is another benefit to the training, as well as meeting other people, learning the actual skills, but it's the confidence it gives you to then go out there and actually make some money with it. So yeah, the training courses are nearly done for this year. As I say, we've got a few left. Just click on balloonmarket.co.uk, click on the training banner, and you can see what training courses we have. We don't have any first aid training courses. So let's talk about some of these. First of all, this little fella, look at him. He's quite cool, isn't he? He's a flamingo, in case you hadn't realised. And he's one of the new balloon friends from Betalic, and these are the others right here. We used to sell things like this a while ago, and they were the little dogs with little legs and other animals and chickens and stuff, and I think there was a duck. And they were great, and then the supplier we used to get them from stopped trading, so we ended up looking around for them. You can get them from China, you can get them on eBay, but we decided we didn't want to go down that route because we weren't too sure where they came from, I've got to tell you. Scared stiff. A couple of weeks ago, got a letter from Trading Standards. Trading Standards said they were coming in, and I was terrified. I don't know why, because we're not doing anything wrong. We only buy from reputable suppliers in the UK and Europe, and we had nothing to hide, thankfully. But it was a really, really informative meeting. So Tom, if you're watching, hello, thank you for coming in. It was really good to meet you. Anyway, back to the flamingos. Yes, we've done the flamingo. Isn't he cute though? It's very cute. Now let's talk about this. Somebody got in touch with us, I can't remember who, but thank you, whoever you were, and said, can we get some smaller application tape for the vinyl? So this is the application tape we've had for ages, and then we got the smaller one, but we thought, let's even get the even smaller one now. So this is great if you apply names to balloons more than anything else and use a font that's smaller than that, then this is perfect. So you're not having to cut strips and pieces out of a bigger roll. You can just, it's like a big roll of sellotape really. Just use what you need. So it's really good, stops waste, and obviously is a lot cheaper, but I guess it depends on what sort of logos and what sort of text that you are putting out there. Maybe a roll of each is the best way to go, and that would last you for a while. Now over here, these are great new things from Party Deco. They've been in a while now, and we saw them first at Spring Fair in February. And so I was talking to Anna on the stand there, and I absolutely love these. I love the pastel colours. I think they're really funky. I love the positive messages. Never stop dreaming. Live, laugh, love. Good vibes only. Always be positive. And hello, gorgeous, which is really quite nice. But the pastel colours, they're all great. But the reason I brought these up here today is I wanted to show you the size of this plate. Now, I think they're lovely. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous. But if I was in a buffet line and I came across a plate like this, I think I'd be a little bit disappointed with my single sausage roll and half a breadstick. That's why I just wanted to show you these. If you see them on the website, they might look like normal size plates, obviously because it's got no context. That's what it looks like against a normal size plate. But I've asked the web team to put something on there so you can compare it to a coin or something like that, as we've done before, so you can see the actual size. But that's how big they are, as you can see, quite small. We've also got the wooden cutlery from Party Deco, obviously getting away from plastic. And then over here, we've got a few more products from Party Deco. Now, these are effectively favour boxes. And I brought these up here because we're getting to that time of year where it is thank you for being my teacher gift time. So yes, people that like to create their own gifts rather than just buy a bottle of wine or a box of chocolates or something like that, these are really ideal for those sort of people. So these are, as I say, they're little favour boxes. This is a star one. Rachel, Mrs. B, came up with the idea that if you've got a vinyl cutter, you could put a little personalised message on here, quite small text, but you could say, Mr. Jones, you put jelly beans inside. Mr. Jones, you've been a great teacher. That's Rachel's joke, not mine. I've got to tell you that. But things like that, it'd just be a bit of a play on words. This is a star one. You've got the little cake ones there, and you've got the heart ones. One thing I would say about the star one, it will stand up like that, but it's not the most stable, and it's quite hard to get to stand up. So you might want to find a solution for that. Put a couple of sticky pads or something on the feet, or you could just have it laid down like that. We've obviously put Haribo in there, of course. What else would we put in there? And then I've got a few other balloons there that say thank you teacher, etc. Now, those of you that came to the Chris Adamo tour, was it a couple of months ago? Was it back in May? I think it was May. This was the Chris Adamo banana thing, and this is designed to get cables up and over sort of things that are high up. So say you've got something, you're in a stadium or something and you need to hook something over. This allows you to do that in a safe way. I think Mark from Qualitex has got one of these and he's in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to, hopefully, we're going to be able to demonstrate that in the warehouse for you. But it's a really funky piece of kit. We like Chris so much, we created his own category on the website. I think it's decorating accessories, Chris Adamo tour or something like that. And all the products that you saw there on the tour, if you did go on the tour, are in that category as well as in other places as well. Right, I've told that. Yeah, over here now, Qualitex have come out with the compostable cups and plates. We saw these at Spring Fair. I think they're great. I love the elephant one. I think that's absolutely lovely. Then you've got the plain one, the cactus, dinosaur and Spider-Man. There's also this one, but we don't have the cups for these yet and it wouldn't fit on the table. So that's the Minnie Mouse unicorn one as well. So they're great. They're compostable, getting away from plastic. As you can see, they're still wrapped in plastic, but I think we have to be realistic. This is a step in the right direction. In the future, will there be compostable packaging? Is it going to be cellophane type stuff? Who knows? But at the moment, I think this is great. I think Qualitex has done a fantastic job getting this to market and having compostable party wear that is actually, it feels very good quality as well. It's not really cheap and really flimsy. It feels really good. So well done Qualitex for that. And then over here, we have a forest of balloon weights. These are, I can't remember what we're calling them on the website, but they're effectively little centerpieces. And they're very colourful and they would add a bit of movement as well if the balloon's moving around and you've tied it to that. I do particularly like the one at the front that is multicoloured because now Pride, everything at the moment is very, very multicoloured, very bright. And I think that works really, really well. Right, a couple of operational things I need to talk to you about. So if you do order from us at balloonmarket.co.uk, first of all, thank you. But we do have a limitation now on adding to order. We've always offered you being able to add to your order. So if you place an order and you say, oh no, I need something else, you've been allowed to add to it. Now we've had to limit that to 12 o'clock. We've been doing that for a few weeks now, and we've let a couple through, but unfortunately we're going to have to be really strict on that. And the reason being, we have so many parcels now. To grab your parcel, to find it to start with, and then to open it up and possibly repackage it, etc., takes quite a long time. It could take somebody out of circulation for half an hour just to do that, when they might be able to pick 5 other orders or pack 5 other orders, something like that. And when we get later in the afternoon, when we get really, really busy, it's not really fair to take somebody out. But also we have a collection from DPD now at about 12:15. So that's the other reason we stop it at 12 o'clock. So I'm sorry we've got to do that, but we do have to limit it. Thank you to everybody that has been sticking to that rule. It comes off the website now altogether. So the option to add to your order at 12 o'clock actually comes off the website, so you won't be able to do it. So even if you phone up now, we're going to be really strict. You can still place another order and place another delivery charge, but I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to add to your order beyond 12 o'clock. Now, speaking of delivery, we have heard from DPD. They are putting our prices up again next week, which they've done every year, but we have just swallowed those price increases for the last 4 or 5 years, to the point now that every delivery that we send out, we're actually we don't make any money on delivery, but I think we're actually losing a little bit of money with every delivery. So unfortunately, with this increase, we are going to have to increase our price for DPD. So it's going to go up from £6.95 to £7.95. In my opinion, I still think that's incredibly good value for DPD. DPD, we send out thousands and thousands and thousands of parcels every year with DPD. We've used almost every other courier on the market. DPD is by far the best. They still get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes a parcel ends up in the wrong depot and it ends up getting delayed by a day. Sometimes the driver can't find a place. Things will always happen, and my suggestion is to try and plan as far in as possible for that not to happen. So yes, that's the best thing you can do, but sometimes I understand you need things next day, so we are going to have to put the prices up to swallow that. However, we do have an alternative, and that alternative is going to be another courier. We think it's going to be Parcel Force, but that's going to actually be cheaper than what we currently charge as well. So I'm going to be making those changes. Those price increases happen next week. I'm going to be making those changes, and hopefully that'll all be operational, if not next week, in the next couple of weeks. That is it from me this week. The question of the week is, what is going to be your go-to teacher design for the end of term? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, you might want to do it right now. See you next time. Bye.